Okay, this is Gamerman2 here, and I'm going to be doing a ranting video, well, not so much a video as just talking, about what is wrong with school. Now, as you most know, school is very different from what they originally said, or at least what we picture from an elementary school, like the one in the picture. In reality, it's a place where usually it gets pretty boring and it's kind of depressing. We're just trying to get through it daily, just go through, get it done and over with, and then you're stuck going back home and you're still not away from it because they made the worst invention ever, homework, along with the other worst invention, infomercials. So I'm going to be discussing some things that I don't like about school. One of those things happens to be homework. I'm going to get to homework later. That's going to be my big finale. Okay, so one thing, I'm just going to start with, okay, I got to think of something quick. There, I have it now. One thing that I'm not getting, how come we can't wear hats or hoods in the school building? What are they thinking we're doing? Are we going to be hiding a bomb under our hat? No, I don't think anybody's that, well, maybe somebody might be that stupid, I don't know. So how would they get a bomb? Unless, of course, their parent is in the military or a demolitions expert, I don't know. But really, what's wrong with hoods and hats? And then, I'm still not getting why we can't just wear a hood and hat. And why can't we bring cell phones to class? I mean, there's still the chance that someone's going to steal it out of our locker. We could just turn it so you set any noise off and you're not doing anything with it. I mean, that would save so much time. Besides, what happens if because those lockers definitely aren't going to work sometimes and keep your stuff safe. I know that. Especially if you lock it and you forget your combination. Or if you accidentally lock it when it's open and you can't remember the combo. Another thing about that, the swimming unit. I don't know if you have swimming unit at your school. But if you do, might notice this might not apply to some schools. But how come the water is freezing cold? I mean, really, it would help, especially at the school I go to. They kind of just keep pumping cold air in through the vent, which I'm really not getting. I mean, really, we're gonna be wet. We're gonna be walking around. We're gonna be swimming. We're gonna be wet when we get out. That's kind of not a smart idea. Another thing too. How come the lockers are so small? Now, at some schools you may not have to worry, but if you ever notice, the lockers are the same distance. Most lockers are from the same distance out from the wall. Why can't they make it out like a couple inches more? I mean, they got plenty of room for walking the hallways, don't they? And at some schools, actually, the lockers are really short, so you can't fit stuff in there. Plus, it would so help if the lockers were a couple inches more out into the hallway. I may not really do much, but that won't crowd too much in the hallway, and it'll give the people more space. So that gives them more space to put their stuff, so they can actually fit their stuff. Another thing is why does there have to be so much homework? I mean, really, the reason we take time off from school is, well, obviously so we can sleep. Well, then again, I'm not sure how many of you actually fall asleep in class. I don't. I come close to it sometimes, but it's because I'm usually tired and can't fall asleep for a long time. And then we have homework at home, and usually takes up all of our spare time, especially in a lot of classes, like mostly math. If your test scores count for most of your grade, why are you doing so much homework then? And you can never seem to do really good on tests sometimes because you can never work out what you need to do. And then, how come we got weekend homework? I mean, really, weekend homework? That's the entire reason weekends were made. I mean, really, why are we having homework on a weekend? That defeats the whole purpose of the weekend. Really, I'm just not getting that. And then, let's see. Another thing, too. How come we only get 3 months? No, not even 3 months. Like 3.5 months. They have to chop off another half month of summer break just so they can fit in class time. Although really, we do 9 months in school. I think 3 is about. I think we should be able to go with 6. And then why does stuff have to be so confusing in school too? Why can't they make everything easier to go to, especially in high schools where you have, or possibly most middle schools? I don't really know. I'm in the one, or they have like social areas that are really close to it, that you have to go from one side of the school to the other. And how come we only get 3 minutes? I mean, what if your locker jams? What if there's a giant congestion in the hallway? We should get like 5 minutes. That's definitely enough. In high school, you should get like 7. No, I think they already get 7. Never mind. If you get like 10 minutes, because it takes forever to walk from one side to the other. Well, then again, I think you can, depending on where you are, you can bring backpacks. I really don't know or care. And then how come school has to start so early? I mean, especially in middle and high schools. I don't know. This is basically where I live. It's kind of northern more. That whenever I wake up in the morning during most of the school year, which is winter or fall or early spring, that it's dark when I get up. I sometimes have to use a flashlight to get to the bus, although not really since it's pretty close to me across the street. But still, I mean, really, why does that have to start so early? And then people are always tired, and yeah, I'm just not getting that. I mean, they would really plan it better at a better time. I mean, really, does it have to be that early? Seriously. And then bring my attention back to homework. Why does homework have to be take so long and have so much of it? I mean, you can't possibly have that much homework they need to do. Oh, and then here comes my one that kind of goes in conjunction with my first one about having it so late. Sometimes people are tired. Don't get any time to relax, and then they're stuck laying awake at night of thinking about tests and the homework that they might have forgotten at school. And then they just don't get much sleep, or they just can't sleep well, and then they normally wake up later, but because of school starting time, outrageously early sometimes, that you can hardly get any sleep. And then nap time. How come we never get nap time in middle or high school? I mean, really, we had it in kindergarten, and that was it. I think preschool too, but maybe first grade or second, I don't know. Kind of depends on your school. But honestly, nap time would be the most perfect thing, because we actually want to use it then, compared to kindergarten where you don't really want to use it. You might, probably that's why they have it, but you didn't use it, but you didn't really need it, compared to now where we really need it. We're stuck staying up all night, can't get much sleep. I don't know what your excuse is. You're tired, didn't get enough breakfast, so you feel tired. Whatever, you just get a nice time to just lay down and take a nap. That would make so much fun. That would be so much better. And then lunch. Oh, and lunches. Why does the lunch have to be so expensive? Don't give me the excuse you have to make money, because you shouldn't be need to make money. You're a school. You get government money, or money that's been paid for by the people to the government by taxes. I don't know. I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that this time. And then how come we have to pay so much for lunches? I mean, I've seen some stuff at my school, like they have kind of like an ice cream thing with chocolate chips in it, not all the way in though, and then kind of like between a cookie. And it's like $3 to $4, and I found some at a gas station. A box of those, like 12 of those things, I can't remember. And they were for the same price as one. And then the lunch line. The lunch line takes forever. And things should be more expensive. Things should be cheaper, but also taste better. I mean, especially elementary school lunches. Those tasted horrible. You should see the pizza. You should taste the pizzas. Ugh. Some of those are just nasty. Ugh, man. And then another thing too, the bus stops. You have to get even up earlier. And then why do they have so many big papers to do? Especially if you can't do anything. Especially some math teachers will say, here, maybe this will help, and they give you something that like a proportion or something. Like you're trying to figure out a proportion, they give you something that's like another problem, and then say, here, this might help. And then that's not really any help at all, really. If you think about it, they're just doing something. And then if you don't get that still, you say, but I don't get that thing. This should help. And then they say that, then you can't figure it out. Then you don't have the homework done, or you're stuck staying up all night trying to figure it out. Another thing with papers, if you say, if it's supposed to be about, say, a life lesson, then you say, I don't really have a life lesson for it. Well, you should really try to think deeper, but I can't think of anything. Well, try thinking deeper. And they just keep doing that until you can't get anything and say, I don't think you're thinking deep enough. Or something like that. I don't know. Still, I just really wish it would do better. Then another thing, overcrowding schools. That is a huge one. I don't know about you, but at my schools, at the high school, it is way overfilled. And the middle school is packed, like over the limit they're actually thinking of. You should see the buses. You should see my bus, how crowded it is. And then the town hall even had a plan to fix it. I could have helped fix it, like turn an older building into like a 10, 11, 12, an 8 and 9, and a 6 and 7. And that would have helped so much, but then they canceled it for who knows what reason. And then buses with overcrowding. What they need, the best solution would be a double-decker bus. And have like a fire pole to go down or something, like a little escalator or mini elevator. And bathrooms on the bus. I cannot stress that enough. I mean, really, you gotta go to the bathroom really bad. You're not gonna crap your pants. You don't want to go crap in your pants or take a leak. You want to take a leak. You don't want to take a leak or take a. You don't want to take a leak or leak or crap in your pants on the bus. I mean, really, you gotta do that. They should have a bathroom. At least like a little porta potty thing that just kind of sits there. The bus driver will just go fill it with water and dump it, rinse it, then dump it in the then just go dump it out in the woods or in a big sewer or down the sewer. I don't know. Probably the sewer. I mean, that's where it goes up anyways. So one's gonna walk over the just going hiking. Then all of a sudden, ugh, that's ugh, that's nasty. Ugh. After they step inside of that poop, they jumped out. Yeah, and another thing too, why can't they do stuff? I can understand why they won't do stuff with drugs or alcohol or stuff like that, but I still don't see why they have to discourage murder. Just kill them with your awesome, like the Toe Buskets shirt. Or I'm built like a murder tank. Like that stuff, that kind of stuff wouldn't be, I don't really see it, but still, I mean, really, there's really have restrictions. And other stuff, the internet, why can't we go on a bunch of websites? I can never define an actual good definition that doesn't seem to change of school appropriate stuff. What is school appropriate exactly? I can do stuff. There's apparently no violence. Well, that'll work really well to find a video game without some level of violence in it. I can understand. Although, why can't we do some online games? I can understand like they should put restrictions, like do the Access United stuff for banning. Like if you're gonna buy, like on the page that lets you buy stuff, like on the actual order form, or ban the games themselves on websites instead of banning off the entire website. Either they're doing that because they don't feel like it, or the idea doesn't occur to them. I don't know. And keyboarding. Why are we doing keyboarding? I mean, really. Have you tried some of this? You should see some of the programs. Some of the programs are just really stupid. Kind of like, and it seemed fun when you're little, but like in elementary school, until you get older enough to realize how stupid it is. Kind of like Dora or Diego the Explorer, Neil Kylan. I don't know what. And then why do we do that then? Your fingers get cramped up, your eyes start to hurt. Kind of depends on what you're doing. But then they don't, and they also center too much education around girls with feelings, tolerance, acceptance. I mean, really, they built too much around feelings. There should be more stuff about that, being manly and more manly stuff instead of feelings and tolerance. I mean, really, they did bring up an excellent point in the Simpsons episode where where Superintendent Chalmers are just talking to Bart Milhouse and the boys with Nelson. I can't remember their names. Maybe one of them is Jimbo, the guy who wears a wool hat because he has that one bald spot. It was kind of funny looking. And then he was talking about the dying canary. He's the canary in the coal mine of a dying empire. He was like, "Now you're in my coal mine now." Yeah, and then he said, feelings and tolerance. Said, it is not. Like, the Millhouse just goes, but I like reading Cool to Cry. Well, it's not cool to cry. Then he just breaks out crying. And then later they'll accept one thing. Maybe it is cool to cry. Because Principal Chalmers got fired. But watch that episode. I don't remember what the title of it is. But then again, they never really say any of the titles in it. Only when you're looking on the info button. Or however it works with people who don't have DirecTV, which is by far the superior. I mean, sure, Dish has got that Hopper thing, but that's not much. They don't got any of the good channels. They don't got as much HD and cable. I'm gonna be starting cable. They hardly got anything. But yeah, this is my rant. Also, stay tuned because in the next week or so, either starting tomorrow, maybe tonight. No, not tonight. No, I can't do tonight. I have stuff to do. Yeah. Then within the next week, probably after tomorrow or till next week, I will be doing a ranting video about why math sucks. And probably some more ranting stuff about later. I think my next one then will be about why can't they make more games for PC instead of having to buy like an Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo 3DS. I don't know. So yes, that is my rant about school.